Ciao, collezionisti. I guess that's Italian for hello, collectors. Anyways, today we got an eBay package in, and there's 8 cars in this box, supposedly, and they're mostly Italian cars of road and Formula One Ferraris. And there's 2 rally cars in here as well, so let's take a look. Okay, I know you guys didn't want to watch me unwrap all those cars, so here they are unwrapped. And we're going to start off with the road cars, I guess, and work our way through the Formula One cars. So the Fiat 124, pretty iconic little sports car. They made over 200,000 of these things. They first came out in 1966 and ran up until 1985. Had a little 4-cylinder front there, either 1.5 liter, and then the later ones had 2-liter engines. And this was actually styled by a guy, designer Tom Jarda, and he's designed a lot of cool cars, like 80 cars. The Corvair was one, the Saab 900 was one. I kind of wish, I don't know if there's a diecast of that car, but I'd like to get one. And then the Aston Martin Lagonda, to name a few cars that that guy designed. But yeah, this is cool. It reminds me a little bit of a MGB, but also an Alfa Romeo as well. So pretty simple styling, from the 60s. Interesting that this Kyosho model only has one side mirror. I'm guessing, this is a more economy car based on the regular Fiat 124. So I guess, it was probably an option, or they just didn't even have the option to have a passenger side mirror. But in typical Kyosho fashion, we got the nice details like the plastic lights and the badge printing here on the trunk. Try to focus there. Can't really make it out though. Yeah, it's on the front. It's just like a gold rim around a red dot. Way too small to actually write Fiat on it. Little plastic bumpers, painted on indicators. The grill, and it's kind of weak actually. It's just a black paint. There's no texture or anything. It's just literally the shape of the grill. Huh. The door handles are molded in. It would have been nice to maybe hit those with silver or something like that, because I know the real car had chromed door handles. But you got some nice details here on the interior. It's just black though. But these were pretty cheap cars that Kyosho was making. So alright, that one is good. Now, interesting, I usually don't buy CM's road cars, but I thought I'd give it a try. This was made by CM's and not Kyosho. So the Lamborghini Murcielago came out in 2001, ran until 2009. It was the replacement for the Diablo. And what's cool about this car is I drove behind one once, and the active intakes were actuating. It wasn't driving really fast. It was just kind of like moving through traffic. So these sections here will actually raise up and down, kind of like wings, flapping and stuff. They were pretty slow in their movement, but I thought it was cool to see in person. There is actually an active rear wing as well, but I'm assuming that only raises up when it's going really faster. So I usually don't buy black cars, but yeah, I got a good deal on this one. It was an eBay purchase. All these were from eBay. It's weird. There's like some sort of plant matter or something. It looks like a twig or something in there. Interesting. Well, whatever. I guess hopefully I can open it up. I'm curious. I forget. I have some other CM's cars, but I forget the bottom of these things if you can take it apart. And unfortunately, you cannot take it apart. This one's riveted together. So that twig or whatever's in there is going to stay in there. That's too bad. Oh well. So, this one has a pretty good printing of the Lamborghini logo on the front hood there. Hopefully that's focusing. Nice paint. Tiny bit of paint rash coming through there as well as there. Not sure how old this model is, but you got the printing on the back. Pretty nice. The plastic taillights. The orange turn signal is painted on that clear plastic. Interesting. Okay. No plastic. The rear here, you can't see any of the rear glass though. It's just all the same plastic molding. The lights, the front lights, you can't really see much in there. It's just like a bar or something. Oh well. I guess it's alright. The wheels are nicely detailed. And then you got some treaded tires. And then the silver exhaust tips. And what I like about this is there's actually depth going on into the exhaust. You know, you can see now I can jam this probe in there. Unlike some other models, well, the Fiat doesn't have anything, but others just have a flattened off exhaust tip, which just isn't realistic at all. Okay, let's move on. So the successor to the Murcielago is the Reventon, and they only made like 20 of these things, and then the Aventador came along later. So as you can see by the styling, it was styled after fighter jets. I mean, it looks like a stealth fighter. Granted, maybe not in this color scheme, but shape-wise, definitely see the stealthiness. Everything's all polygonal. All right, so this is a Kyosho model, and very nice detail as usual. Look at these wheels, nice detail there. I do like that there's some depth here to this vent. Although here it's just painted black. Right there where I'm pointing is just painted black. Okay, the rear, there's Lamborghini text there. You got the red glass translucent there, which is cool. The exhaust, there's a diffuser there. It's all green under there. Yeah, there you can see there's some details there in the middle. You can see there. The texturing to the grill here. I like this green. There is a bit of metallic flake in this, so hopefully you can see that. Again, the details on the interior are nice, but it's just all the same black. So, well, this is very interesting. The third brake light is actually painted red here. This tiny little strip there. You can see the engine details a little bit. Okay, so I like it. No paint problems that I can see off the bat. That's just some dust there. So very nice. And I don't have a crazy colored, well, no, actually I think I do have a green Lambo already in my collection, but I'm not sure if it's the same color as this. Later on I'll probably do a Lambo video when I have enough of them to review. Alright, let's move on to rally cars. These two are made by CMs. So this is a Peugeot 206 from the 2003 year of the World Rally Championship. And as you can read here, this one is for the Rally Monte Carlo. So, a little history on the Peugeot 206. It was actually a very successful car. It won the 2000 and 2002 manufacturers and drivers championships. You can see here on the diecast, you got Rautainen. I'm not sure his first name, but Marcus Gronholm. I remember watching him when I was watching WRC TV episodes, or the castings of the races. And so, let's look at the model now. Got the nice big wheels there. No brakes inside there though. But the wheels are nicely detailed. You can see the little dots for the lug nuts and stuff. Pretty neat. There's a silver roll cage in there. The interior is black, but you can see the red seat belts, hopefully. This windshield's quite reflective, but let's cast down a little more. No, I still can't see it on the camera screen, but to the naked eye, I can actually see red seat belts. So sorry if the camera's not catching it. There is a hole in the roof of both of these cars, and there's a plastic antenna that's supposed to be there. I think the eBay sellers noted they were missing. But I did a video actually about making your own antennas with just some plastic and a lighter. So it's really easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that for these vehicles. So these rally cars just had a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 cylinders, making around 300 horsepower, which doesn't sound too much by today's means. But this one made 550 Newton meters of torque. So that's a lot of torque to get you accelerating off. Oh, so here, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this exhaust tip, which is weird because this is the same company. This is the flat exhaust tip, right? But CM's road car, you know, they have some depth to it. So I'm not sure what's going on with the management decisions there, if they changed for the better or for the worse. Yeah, what I do like though is the license plate is actually printed on this guy. Very nice. You don't see that on the other ones, right? This just has it has printing, which is nice, but I like to always see fake or preferably real license plates. See the translucent taillight there. Oh, separate piece for the wing. Oh, you look into the rear glass, you can see like a gas tank, I guess, there. And a stain on the window, but hopefully I can take a Q-tip to that and maybe polish it out. Alright, well, so I think this is a pretty cool model. Definitely liking it. So later in time, in 2006, the Ford Motor Company, here we have a Ford Focus RS from the 2006 Monte Carlo race. And this was actually a successful car. Ford actually won the Manufacturers Driving Championship in 06, I guess. Yeah. And we have Mikko Hervonen. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is the second generation of the Ford Focus, which is like Ford's kind of like entry level car. It replaced the Ford Escort. But obviously this is totally modified for rally racing. Giant double-decker wing. Again, lame exhaust, but got the license plate. You can see the Ford badge there, really nice. A lot of details on this car. A roll cage, a white roll cage in this case. The back glass, you can see a Monte Carlo race badge in red there. And interesting. There was a spare tire there. You see that star pattern? I'm guessing that's where the spare tire might have been on the original car, and it would have sat there. I'm guessing. I don't know. I've never seen one of these in real life, a Ford Focus of this generation. So, nice. Well, this is just painted black, but I'm assuming in the real car, those would be a grill to remove air pressure from the wheel well. Inlets there, I'm assuming for the brake calipers. There's probably a pipe leading into the brakes. There's a textured, is it textured? Yeah, so a front grille there. Texturing to the grille there. A really nice Ford badge printing there. I mean, it looks like the Ford badge. It's a better attempt than the Alpha badge we were looking at first. Wiper blades there. Separate pieces of plastic, it looks like. Or, I don't want to move it, but they're definitely three-dimensional. It's not just like a printing. See, you can see the height of the windshield wipers. So, another nice model. I really like the different colors going on here. The lime green, the darker green, the blues. So, cool paint scheme. Not really a giant fan of Ford, but that model makes me appreciate them more. Alright, so let's move into some F1 cars by Ferrari. I really like this one the most because it's such a unique styling. I mean, the styling is aerodynamic, but it's really weird. I mean, this weird nose, how it actually protrudes forward here over that nose. And like this wing and this tiny little tip is out of this world. I don't know what's similar to that. It's just so unique, I think. But anyways, this is called the 312 T4 by Ferrari, and it came out in 1979. And this car as well won the drivers and manufacturers championships in that year. You'll see here printed, right? Focus. Jody Scheckter. Hopefully you can see Jody Scheckter, who also drove my favorite F1 car, the Tyrrell P34, which I have a different video on. And so this is another unique vehicle that Jody Scheckter drove. Let's see. So yeah, these Kyosho F1 cars. So you can see the axles here, the like Hot Wheels styles, just the steel axle there. Would have been nice to maybe at least paint that silver or something like that. Underneath, actually some details there of the engine. It's a flat V12. In 1979, they only had 5-speed transmissions. But this thing was making like 515 horsepower out of this 3-liter engine. And it also had inboard rear brakes. Let's see if we can try to see that. It's so dark there. But by inboard, you know, the disc brakes are actually right here. They're not out at the wheels, so it's less sprung mass, you know, so it also keeps the weight more to the center of the vehicles for better performance. Okay, well anyways, cool vehicle. I like it. Glad I got that one. So next, in the scale of time, this model is the 1998 F300. So this was driven by Michael Schumacher, which you guys may have heard of. He's won many F1 World Championships. Not in this year, though. This year, in 1998, he came in second. So as far as the Drivers' Championship. And also, Ferrari came in second for the Manufacturers' Championship in this year. So this thing now has a V10 engine. So not a flat anymore. It's a V10. And it made around 800 horsepower, and now we're up to 7-speed transmissions. So looking at the model itself, I think they've done a pretty good job capturing details, you know, for a 1/64 scale car that wasn't really particularly expensive. I mean, these are pretty thin. These, I don't even know what those called, those wind deflectors, I guess. And then pretty thin here, molding there. Let's take a look at the bottom here. Yeah, you can't see any of the engine. This thing's all covered up in carbon fiber on the real car. The air intakes there. Can we? Wow. It's hard to see on the camera because it's all black, but this thing, it's going in there. It's not just like painted black. It's physically deep. Whereas on top, though, it is just painted on top of the red. I forget what these things are, this wing. I'm not sure if that's a radio antenna or something, or telemetry system. You can kind of see the steering wheel. Unfortunately, it's all black. You can't see the details, but, you know, it's not a round steering wheel. It's like a compressed steering wheel. Yeah, the tread of the tires. Very neat. And if you're curious, you know, F1 this year, I think it's running 13-inch wheels. Same with that one. Although it looks different on the front. I guess the front wheels on this are smaller in real life. Not sure. Okay, well, this is an interesting detail. Why is there this silver node sticking out here? It's only on this side as well. It's not symmetric. It's asymmetric. I'd be curious if anyone F1 fans could tell me what that is. Alright, well, won't dwell on that too much longer. Let's get to the last car. So this is a 2003. It's the F2003 model, and you can obviously see the changes in the aerodynamics. You got these little winglets there. Now, this is also driven by Michael Schumacher, and now he's winning championships. In this car, he won his 6th F1 championship. And this car has a V10. It's 3 liters, and it has a 7-speed, but it's now making 845 horsepower. And there was a fiasco in this year. When this car first came out, it won a bunch of races, and then it just stopped winning races. And it turned out that this tire, Bridgestone, Japanese company, they changed the formulation of their tires. So they changed the formulation, and the car started losing races, because obviously tires are the most important thing about any vehicle if you want to not crash. So they changed the formulation again, and then it started winning again, and so it won the championship. So I thought that was interesting to learn. You'll see, you know, the midsection here, how it curves under. You know, it's starting to curve underneath, whereas this older one is pretty much just vertical, right? And obviously this is just like almost like a vertical block. So F1 styling I find very interesting. They're becoming so organic. You know, it looks like a bunch of leaves or something like that. It looks like a leaf. But apparently these are all directing wind in certain ways to reduce turbulence. Right? You can kind of see this wing kick up here, and it's supposed to kick up over that tire. But now they're also, you know, sucking in air in here to cool and shoot out the middle. I'm not an aerodynamicist, but those are my speculations. Sadly, this wing isn't painted all the way white over here. Some of the black plastic is showing through. And then yes, obviously this molding here, not so hot there. But I think all in all, pretty good. I mean, if you look at the sponsoring here on the front wing, it's legible. Bridgestone, Total, Shell. Vodafone, I believe that was a mobile phone carrier, maybe in Britain, or definitely Europe somewhere. Magneti Marelli there. Alright. Okay, so that's today's bunch of used cars off of eBay. Alright, take care guys. Talk to you later.